it.
I got these Air Force Ones on, but this ain't nothing like that.
Yeah.
Ride around my top down, window shaking a lot now. I'ma stay proud, no Kane Brown, but I thank God for these days now. Don't make sounds, crash glass, no rebounds. End town, Nashtyville, and I stay proud now.
Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your main man, Young Gray, here at Nashtyville. As always, I got my man, DeMonte. What's up, DeMonte? How you doing,
Dave?
bro?
What's up? I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. So we got a very special guest in the house today, all the way from St. Louis, the one and only Murphy Lee. What's up, Murph? How you doing, bro?
What up, my guy?
How you been, bro? How's it going? This is a very special week for you this week, right, man?
We've been going in, man. Shout out to everybody out there in the world, man. This is the young 20-year anniversary of my first album, Murphy Law, man. So we just celebrating. Last night had a big shindig in St. Louis for all my day ones, man. People who've been there from the jump. So it was a lot of love in the room, man. It felt so good. The show came out great, man. Comedians and live music. I had a saxophonist that killed it. It was just crazy. R&B, DJ killed it. It was nuts.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'll tell you, like, obviously, I've been out to St. Louis and all that. So St. Louis is a different vibe. I don't know if you've been out to St. Louis
I've
yet,
been to
DeMonte.
St. Louis, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
The vibe in St. Louis
It's a different
is
city,
different.
for sure.
I will tell you the one thing I remember, and I'll tell, like, St. Louis, no matter where you go, it's going to smell like you'll get that hint of bud wherever, I feel like. like you do more than any other place in America. I feel like wherever you're walking, you're going to get that hint of bud.
Yeah.
So, like, even if you're not a smoker, you're a smoker. You're catching contact.
That's why we need a sound and smell studio. That way, we can resonate and get in full contact with our guy here.
Full contact, exactly. I kind of want to break down, like, the story, man. Like, obviously, you've been doing this for forever. And a lot of people know, like, of Wayne. Like, Wayne started out at a young age and stuff like that. Like, what made you get into hip-hop?
Oh, man, I told somebody yesterday, man, it was the crush grooving and breaking and electric boogaloo and the show. I don't know if you know what the show is. The show was had all the artists that was, like, from the 80s in it. And, man, it was crazy. Stuff like that, rhyme and reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those type of things motivated me. You know what I'm saying? Watching Martin and Living Color and, you know what I'm saying? Like, that type of stuff really brought me into hip-hop. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I mean? It ain't really always music, man. It'd be the other stuff that just brings stuff to the culture. Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made it feel like it's something that was ours, you know? So I had to get into it. I didn't know I was going to rap, of course, but, man, I was always putting them words together, and it just panned out, you know?
Because, dude, you were young when you first broke.
So for some reason, them words start rhyming correctly.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to, like, start rhyming. I was like, what the hell? I'm 14, 15. Like, why is it doing it? I think of that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, regular people can't think of that shit.
To this day, I'll probably play Batter Up maybe, like, 10, 15, 20 times a year. Like,
yeah, but it's like us. Yeah, I mean, literally, Murph, we were bumping it on the way in, and literally we got to the end of it, and I was like, all right, we got to run that back again, because the thing is, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, full transparency, I sat there and you go, the next batter is 16 years old, and I was like, bro, you forget this dude was a kid.
Yeah.
Like when, and I'm talking like on a certified banger.
On a certified banger.
And I told Dave earlier in the car, I was like, dude, that song, and I'm not talking just that song, but it's the entire catalog. But I mean, like, that song could get dropped in any club, any spot today.
Any time.
You could be at a baseball game. We could be at the Sounds game tonight. And that song plays, everybody forget that they came to watch baseball. Because for a minute, now you're sitting there and everybody's like sitting up. You can say batter up you came to see a batter up. But, bro, you forget that you were even there for a baseball game, because the song is just it's such a banger. Yeah,
such a banger.
Yeah.
Story to the Little League Baseball, because my son is like a phenom, right? 7 years old. When I tell you I'm out at the field, like when I'm not working, I'm out at the field every weekend.
Yeah.
When I tell you at least one player from damn near every team out there, it'd be hundreds of teams. His walk-up song is Batter Up. And that's crazy. Like 20, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
5 years later, kids is like, this your walk-up song? You know what I'm saying? And that's my son's favorite song. He's 7. How you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. I was like, when you just said it, when you brought up the like MLB games and stuff like that, it made me think about how, man, I be ringing around a little. I be right behind them. They don't even know it's me half the time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't even know. I'm talking about they play them all. Like, they be out there at some people walk up to Tailfeathers. Some people walk up to a lot of stuff. I done heard what the hook gonna be, all type of stuff, man. But baseball, sports, and stuff like that, man, it plays a big part in hip hop, man. Like, so when we celebrating that 50 years, man, we got to thank those guys because they take us to the locker room with them.
Yeah. But you bring up another point that I was going to mention. I mean, I'm sure Dave's going to deeper dive it all here in a minute, but I got an 18-year-old daughter. You're celebrating 20 years. You know, so like she wasn't even born yet.
No.
They that window, and I can tell you they don't appreciate and they don't even know it well enough. And maybe that's on us parents to kind of didn't, keep like our parents were. They made us listen to old school, and they made us, what they listened to, they kept in our ear. We kind of let that fade, in our generation, But the thing is, they know, like if that song comes on right now, she'll be like, oh, I heard this before, heard it on TikTok, I heard it on, so it's not like, it's not the same. Like I'm getting up on Saturday morning to clean the house to music that's on an album or something, versus us not, one, we don't make them get up and clean the house like we used to, so that part, it's a lot that got lost in it. But off of that, your son's 7. How do you how do you envision circling this group back around to us almost putting the Murphy Lees back in their ear at this point?
They don't. I remember when I was a kid, I was broken all the way till I got on. So it was, I was about 18 when I first bought my first album and stuff myself with my own cash. So I'm telling you, it's nothing but the parents. You feel me? Hip hop is now 50 years old. This is the perfect time for all the alumni, all the people who love music so much to drop music. Quit trying to satisfy the kids.
Right.
Satisfy your demographic, which is they were kids once and they grew up with you.
Yeah.
Now they're your age. Now you can talk about this grown good stuff that you need to talk about, and they're going to understand it and they're going to love it if you make it right. Then they bump that in front of their kids.
Yeah.
And their kids get that. That's how we got it.
Yeah.
You just said it. You feel me? Like, it was, I didn't know Temptation, none of that stuff unless my mom bumping it.
Right.
And it made me, now when I see the Temptation movie, that was a movie for me. It wasn't necessarily for my parents.
Right.
It was like, dang, I need to see that. Why do I need to see Temptation? How do I know the Temptations? My age. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So that's the part about it. You know what I'm saying? They had us, man, every child I have childs 10. I got kids 10, all 10 years apart, right? Every one of them went through a Michael Jackson phase.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How do they know Michael Jackson for? You don't.
Hey, that's true.
Even, I haven't played it, and you know Michael Jackson. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's what's going on. So it really starts with the parents. We got the cars, we buy the food, we buy the clothes. So anything we see going wrong with the children, we gotta blame us.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying?
Dude, I'll play Temptations for
bad.
freaking.
When we see them doing
my kids
stuff
right
in the
now.
streets.
Yeah, no, you're
we
right.
Gotta
bro.
fix.
You're right. It's 100% on our shoulders to fix it. That's for certain.
I'll play Temptations for my kids now. Like I'll play like oldies, like from like Under the Boardwalk,
right?
Like all the way back to the
right.
60s and stuff like that, just so they get that like bits and pieces and appreciate music what it is today.
But and I think you just said some key though is the appreciate, because it's like I said, they're hearing it. But they're hearing it on some video on TikTok or something. So it's a completely different time. They're not even appreciating what the artist, like the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's more tied to a dance or, like, and it's like us joking about the chip challenge and all that. Somebody could be playing Merce's greatest hit in the backdrop and they'll be like, oh, I heard that before. But all they're focused on is a hot chip in front of them. Not the music and not the lyrics, that flowed and made us bob our head
but
20 years later.
Mentally, it sticks to them, though. It's just about consistency. Like, it's like a song that we don't like. They play it a lot of times on the radio.
Right.
End up being our jam.
Right.
We end up liking it.
Yeah.
Because it's constantly drilling in your head. It's constantly in front of you. And that's all it is, man. Just play. You can't like everything. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you can change the kid's life with some music that you just play around them. Right. And then stuff like, I don't want it to happen, but like when we pass away or something like that, that song man, my mama used to play that song
Yeah.
all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's in you. Because they did it. Like right now, we talking about the blues. It's some new blues artists out here that's so dope, bro. I didn't know. But I grew up on blues. My grandma and them, that's all they played all the time. So I'm like, man, that music is stuck in me. I don't care. I know it by heart and everything, you know? So that's what it's about, though. It's us, man. We got to make sure we just play our own music. Because right now we trying to be cool, so we play their music.
No, you're right. But we are, unfortunately, we are at that age to where we got to make that shift. Because that's really more about us and not the kids. We got to make sure we're keeping ourselves young because we're in the same window. You said breaking and everything else earlier, you know. So like I'm like, oh, that's my window of time. Like,
so Murph, back to the 16-year-old Murph, right? So this is like we're talking about kids and stuff like that. Back to 16-year-old Murph. Tell me the feeling or the process or what you were going through because you were still in high school when you did Batter Up and then started moving up from there. Like, how did that like? Did you immediately start pulling stardom right from there, or was it kind of like tell me how you were feeling there?
So, 16, we had a hit record in St. Louis that was going off. And in this time, we were recording songs like Batter Up, things of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is 96. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I graduated in 98. Country Grammar came out in 99. So I was 19 when you first heard it. But I recorded it then, so it was I just left the 16 on there. You know what I'm saying? Like you change it, it's not gonna be right. I don't like touching songs like that.
Yeah.
But we put it on the album, but that song is a 3-year-old song. You know what I'm saying? So it was perfect timing. And at that age, man, I was definitely famous in school. You know what I'm saying? We had kids running up. I used to leave school to go tell another school to stay in school.
Yeah.
I'm leaving my school.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, I done left school to go tell them to stay in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about taste out of them schools and stuff like that, man. Like, we were really the deal those 97, 98 years, man. That was crazy. But yeah, we used to have radios in the school and stuff like that. And somehow, you know, my song used to play like every hour. A song would come on or something like that. And for a while, I kept it a secret. And then one day, we performed at the school. And they didn't know that. Like, you guys, man. They just rushed us, and my life changed after that day. They was like, they wouldn't let me live. They was just like, man, I was just the cool. I was already cool. You know what I'm saying? We just naturally cool. But man, it took it up a notch where they was like, everybody's talking to you for some weird reason. Like, just, I don't care what it is, from a simple hi to a million-year conversation. You're going to get that all day long at school. You're going to get in trouble.
That's fun. Murph made them forget about the star football players.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you got a Murph. I mean, so
I was that too already. So I had that type of fame. I already had you know what I'm saying? I had the girl and the best dressed and athlete stardom already. We already had that. You know what I'm saying? That's what made us bigger anyway. Just being, you know, prom kings and homecoming kings and all that. Like that. All 5 of us though in different generations. Yeah. That made us the Ticks.
Yeah. So I was talking to DeMonte about this on the way here. Obviously you have groups like D Block and Dipset, but like what people don't realize, like and actually like people get it, but the St. Lunatics were that group. Yeah. They had banger. Like almost in the verses. Like there should be a verses with St. Lunatics, and
that actually though that
would be a good verse battle, probably. What do you feel, Murph?
I don't know. I don't like the verses. Verses be biased. It'd be kind of hard. You know, you gotta unless it's kind of hard. You know, you gotta get the right people viewing. You gotta get the right people in that crowd to win a verses correctly. You know what I'm saying? How they got it set up. Almost like a ring of, you know, like we're in Europe or something. And we fighting each other to the death. It's not celebrating. If it was celebrating, but when it's set up like that, then we got to bring out that them bars. And I don't think nobody really can mess with us when it really come down to it. To be honest with you, but I don't like stuff. You know what I'm saying? Deeper than hits. I'm talking about like far as performing that stuff and getting it, man. We the ones for real, for real. We don't talk about it. But one thing I do want to say about groups, man, I love everybody, but we are one group that I can count everybody in the industry. I can name anybody. You can't name not one person that for a year or two tried to look like us or dress like us on accident. It just was the trend. It was the hip. You know how we wear what it is. Like when skinny jeans came back or whatever, people start wearing the jeans small and all that. Like it's just automatically you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, and we started that. Every group, every member, every rapper on earth, I don't care your biggest rapper, your Mount Rushmores, all that. Everybody one day out of the week had to look like a tick.
Exactly.
But that's a great segue into what we asked before we got rolling today. Now we're speaking of wearing things. Dave has on these Air Force Ones today that after I saw what you're rocking today, I think he should absolutely just burn his and go barefoot for the rest of the day. Because,
let's see these shoes.
These dirty custom Air Force Ones. Living and breathing the brand here.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
with the custom Murph on
the toe. That's nasty.
Now Murph, so with Air Force Ones, obviously you had some traction going into Air Force Ones before that. Like I'll put on Air Force Ones just to listen to your verse in it, to be honest. Like when Murph comes on in Air Force Ones, I'm oh shit.
Here we go.
So I mean, like I'm hoping they gave you some sort of free sneakers or whatever, and like with all the millions you guys probably made Air Force Ones in that time frame, at least some free sneakers,
some kind of royalty.
Yeah.
I know that stuff for it. We sponsored the whole tour, and we had shoes for that. But the shoes was crazy. But yeah, they made sure they was there for us in that part. I think we should have definitely learned about some equity, you know what I'm saying, at the time. But when we did the song because it was the song. We didn't do the song for
the shoes.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't even realize it was gonna, you know what I'm saying? We didn't realize it was gonna be a Nike commercial. We all we thought about was what we got on right now, what we wearing, what we doing in life. You feel what I'm saying? I can't keep talking about the struggle because we 2 years in, we feeling good, feeling great. So what can we talk about? Stuff we wear or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? That relates to what everybody. And that was Air Force One, so we just did a song. So we didn't know it was gonna go there, but we definitely, when you do stuff like that, all artists, if you do something like that and you want to brand something, even when y'all be talking about that Louis and Gucci in y'all rhymes, y'all might need to talk to them first so they can throw something at you before you drop the song. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to do it, drop a song. Yeah. We got banned from MTV and BET because it looked like it looked like a commercial. They were like, Nike got to pay us. It looked like a commercial. And we didn't realize that. We in this video, we doing a commercial for these folks on the low. They got a free commercial out of us.
That's fine. I mean, hey, everybody rocking Air Force Ones. I mean, it's not.
So look,
they was rocking them before. Brought it to light.
Yeah.
Now you made a mega millions. Or whatever. So Murph, I'll tell you. The most, even Tom, like Tom, the guy who runs our podcast over here, like when we told him we were having you on as a guest, I'm pretty sure he started dancing to "Shake Your Tailfeather" or whatever. Yeah. And Tom's Tom's like, I don't know if Tom breaks down in dancing quite often, but once we told him you were coming on, he's like, "Shake your tail feather," and he started breaking it down. So like
that ain't how it went down, my man.
So Shake Your Tailfeather. When did that come in? So like I saw it from a perspective of a viewer, but was that was after Air Force Ones you did the Shake Your Tailfeather with Diddy and stuff?
Yeah, that was like the last song we recorded for my album. I was closing out my album. We found this crazy beat. I think Ali brought it, and then we got the call from Puff to do something for the soundtrack. Well, Nelly got called for it, I think, and he was like, "Murph dropping the album. Maybe we can do something together on yours." And he was like, "Bet." There it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and still to this day,
Yeah.
because like from generation to generation, I think Bad Boys is something that like
Yeah, that's huge.
Puff always know how to link with one of the hottest rappers in the game. At the time, Nelly was on Superfire, and he knew if he had the whole Bad Boy soundtrack. Like, so he was in charge of putting the whole thing together. So he got to go get all artists from wherever, you know what I'm saying, to make crazy songs. And he also know how to promote himself. So he like, I gotta be on it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
right.
whatever I let you do my guy. I gotta be on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad he was on it. I'm just glad because it ended up being the like first single on the Bad Boy soundtrack, man, which was huge, man. Shout out to that whole franchise. I hope we be a part of the new one. That'd be crazy.
yeah,
But honestly, off that one hit alone, you deserve to be part of the new one. I mean, it's kind of hard to go wrong.
yeah. You can't go wrong. You bring back,
Yeah, it's hard to
bring
go
back
wrong.
the core.
Yeah.
Give me your biggest oh shit moment.
To this day.
Yeah, to this day, like give me your biggest oh shit moment in your career.
Memorial Day weekend, 2003. Tailfeather just came out. I had recorded my album in like February, so it was dropping in September 23rd. Oh, today. How about that?
Yeah.
And we were down there, and I had promotional gear, and we had a mixtape that I was handing out. You know what I'm saying? I was giving away stuff, and when I tell you, like, I had just became Earth that day when I realized like how much love I was getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy because I don't do like security or nothing like that, and so I just be rolling, I just be walking, chilling, and man, it just got nuts, man. We just started taking the whole like just herds of crowds of just walking with us. Every time you walk, it just got crazy. And it made me realize like, oh no, you that dude right now at this moment.
Yeah,
you're that dude.
You're that guy.
But I mean, it's got to be cool though. I mean, because like everybody doesn't, and I was thinking about that. Like everybody doesn't have that ability to step away from the group and make it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that have. There's a lot of people that have dreamed. Had that dream. I mean, Murphy got a line. Fantasy the dreams the bigger things. Like everybody. I don't care what you do in your life. Like that's one of those things that like we all have that flow in our brain. That let's take it to that next level. But everybody's not capable of stepping out of that box and making it. So props for doing so.
It's only one way that'll work. The only way that works is if you don't step out. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
It's just another project from that camp. When it's like that, it works.
Yeah.
I can name a million. You feel what I'm saying? The G Unit, Lloyd Banks, boom, because he's right there on the hooks, right there with you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
When you stepping away from, also Wu-Tang. Look at the ones that look like they did it almost by themselves.
Right.
And then look at the ones where it looked like the whole group was behind it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It worked different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it worked different, and that's just what it is. And you can see that right there. The Wu-Tang is the biggest example of that, because you have the Raekwon, the Ghostface, and the Method Mans, where it always looked like they was together.
Yeah.
The people, you know what I'm saying? Their brothers was always there, but then you got people like Inspector Dex and the other artists. Some of the other artists, it didn't do as well because it didn't look like the group was there with them. Some of them, I ain't want to say Inspector Dex because Dex is good. It was just a few others. You know what I mean, though? You know what I'm saying? And it could be big because all of them super dope. Everybody's dope. It's just certain when you coming from a group, that going out it can't look like you left the group to do this.
Yeah.
It has to be
that's true.
that we're just doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just Murph time. We doing this right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, look, even with what the hook gonna be when you came out with that was after Shake Your Tailfeather, right?
Right.
So
right. Yeah, Tailfeather was right after. Yep.
And then what the hook gonna be? I probably played that like 20 times a day when that first dropped. Like I'm pretty sure I got the East Coast moving on that record. which was the jump. Like I'll listen to that. I'll throw that on still to this day, man. Like what the hook on B was.
But that's what we were talking about too, though. I mean, it's funny though because you remember the song, but then when you start registering, you also remembering all the little dance moves and everything that was also mixed in it. and it's been 20 plus years.
Yo, the clubs were rocking with that. Once they would
Yeah.
throw that on in the
Yeah.
clubs, like,
You could throw it on tonight, Dave.
oh, I'd be in
And
New.
it's still going,
I would
and
be in New York City,
everybody's still going in
New
on it.
Jersey,
Yeah.
like all these places. They throw that record on, the
Right.
whole place
Everybody.
would erupt,
Yeah.
which would be
Yeah.
which was a cool experience, like to see it from a different perspective.
Right.
By the time you did What the Hook on B, did you know it was gonna be as big as it ended up being?
Nah, man. You never know you with a song. You just do 'em, you know. You just trust the fact that, you know, when you first start, you don't have no fans. You know what I'm saying? So you doing whatever you love.
Yeah.
And hopefully it reciprocates. You know the right word. I don't know how to talk. But just hopefully everybody gets it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with singles that come after that. Even when you're very popular, you just, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
trying to look for a single and gotta be natural.
Right.
So 20 years. How does it feel right now? 20 years later, and you're leaving a legacy for these people, man.
It's a great thing, man. It's I just appreciate everybody who was a part of it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And it's not an easy thing. And people got to realize they're like making music and actually selling it. That's the same thing. You got to like the Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? You got to actually really like the Big Mac to go to McDonald's. And that's what you're doing as an artist. I got to create something that they going to like and want to come back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I concentrate on, and just keeping great timeless music for me to be able to work on weekends and weekdays and make money for my family, man. 20 years later, you know what I'm saying? Man, who do that? That's crazy. You know
It's
what
crazy.
I'm saying? So it can go overnight, it can just leave, you know what I'm saying? But I'm able to keep going because I built a crazy foundation, man. So yeah.
No, that's dope.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep your legacy moving, man. Absolutely, Murph. You're a good dude, bro. At the end of the day, freaking the core, you are a good dude. Like, I will tell you this, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but and all of you got, like, all of the St. Lunatics, I met pretty much probably the whole group. Now, me and Nelly, I don't think he likes me much. Like, he wasn't the nicest to me, but between you and all the other guys, nicest guys ever, man. Super genuine dudes, and like I always tell everyone, I'll be like, yo, Nelly's an asshole, man.
He's a good dude, man. It ain't even like that. Probably was something going on.
Yeah. Yeah, he was probably just super busy.
He was tired.
He was tired at the time.
Yeah, he was tired that day. We all do it. We're human.
Yeah.
You're forgiven, Nelly.
Yeah. So Murph, if you got any final words for the people, what do you want to tell them?
Tomorrow, I want you to wake up and start. I'm talking about just fucking begin. When you begin something, everything start coming into fruition. Everything about it. You know what I'm saying? But I think and then you were like, begin, because you're never going to be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can prepare, but you're never going to be fully ready because problems are going to come.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So you just got to begin, man. Just begin.
Just begin.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
So, Murph, dude, I appreciate you coming on here, man, especially last minute, me hitting you up or whatever, being like, yo, Murph, hop on this podcast. But you got any final words, D?
No, bro. Hey, we appreciate it, man. You seem like an extremely humble human. And, you know, I agree with you. You got to begin. But, I mean, I try to begin every day with just trying to be the best human possible. You seem like you're that, so we appreciate you joining us, man. Thank you for your time.
Man, dude, this was
for sure.
This was good. I know we had a little technical difficulties with the streaming, but overall, this was dope, man.
Ride around my top down, window shaking a lot now. I'ma stay proud, no Kane Brown, but I thank God for these days now. Don't make sounds, crash glass, no rebounds. N-town, Nashtyville, and I stay proud now.